I'm thrilled to be here. Nick D'Antonio. I am a senior workforce strategist at Lockheed Martin based out of Bethesda, Maryland. I'm excited to share a little bit about myself. I don't actually think that you're probably super interested in me because I am in corporate HR and I support workforce development programs. I can talk a little bit about what that means, but more excited to share with you a little bit about Lockheed Martin as a company, and maybe what's most important for you all is ways that you can get involved or students can get involved with the corporation, because I have a lot of cool different ways that you can get involved. So Kim, is that all right if those are the pieces that I hit on during our time?
Fabulous.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Well, I will jump in and I will try to keep this short and efficient, especially the background about me. So again, I'm Nick. I've been with Lockheed now. Actually, today is my 1-year anniversary with the company, and I absolutely love it. Lockheed is one of the greatest places in the world to work, and super proud of the work that we do. My office is based out of Bethesda, Maryland, but I actually live in Asheville, North Carolina. Currently, my major focus with the corporation is around workforce development strategy. So we support our 5 major lines of business, which I'll talk about in a second, in developing workforce development solutions to meet their talent needs. Big piece of that is around our community and technical college pipeline, which I'm very, very proud to get to manage for the corporation. We'll talk a little bit about that. I also manage our 2 corporate signature scholarship programs, which I hope to share a little bit more with you today, because we'd love to get more student applicants out into those scholarship programs. It's also a great way to get into the Lockheed Martin pipeline. Other work that I do with the corporation, if you're interested in my little bit of background, is I do work a lot on federal and state training incentives that support Lockheed Martin's training. We also do a lot of work in collaboration with community colleges like career apprenticeship and pre-employment programs, and a lot of that work sits under my portfolio as well. Previously, I spent a little bit of time at Amazon as a digital skills program manager, working to support the general cloud infrastructure talent pipeline. I also did some work at United States Department of Labor as a senior analyst in their Office of Apprenticeship. Before that, I was a partnerships director in the philanthropy for Koch Industries, and then I started my career at the National Association of Manufacturers, always around workforce development and education, specifically in touch labor and manufacturing. I went to college at American University in Washington, D.C., just finished my master's at Washington State. I am also a talent fellow with the Jobs for the Future, which is a cool program to learn how we better partner with community colleges as large corporations. And a couple fun facts about me: I am the chairman of the Lockheed Martin Pride Business Resource Group. I am an advisory board member at Northern Virginia Community College for their engineering and technology division. I don't have any kids, but I have 2 cats, and my wife's name is Emily. So that's a little bit about me really quickly, but I am the boring part of this presentation. What I'm really excited is to share more about Lockheed Martin, because I am a super, super passionate Lockheed Martin employee, and I wear this company with a lot of pride, because we do get to sit sort of at the leading edge of scientific discovery and doing really cool work to support our nation, the protection of our nation, and the protection of our nation's allies. So we always like to lead with that our vision is to continue to be that global leader, supporting our customers' missions, strengthening security, and advancing scientific discovery. And there are more than 115,000 Lockheed Martin employees. This slide is now outdated, the majority of which are engineers, scientists, and technologists, working in almost 400 facilities nationwide, supporting operations in 54 countries and internationally with more than 7,800 employees. I have a number of employees on my team here at Lockheed who have had secondments and placements internationally. It's one of the coolest pieces about the work that we get to do. Tomorrow, I'm on a call about our continued training and operations in Indonesia. So our work is expanding globally as we support more of the US's allies, and it's a really cool component of the work that we get to do. A little bit about who we work for, at least within the United States. Our major customer is the federal government, so our focus is the Department of Defense, Homeland Security, but we also do great work with the Department of Commerce, Energy, State and Transportation. Obviously, our space division does a ton of work with NASA. Even some of our facilities are co-located with NASA, so really cool work that way. Especially in the DMV and in Maryland, a lot of our work sits with the intelligence agency, and there's 3-letter agencies. We have a lot of Lockheed Martin employees on site. And again, we support our allies across the globe in various capacities. What most people don't know about Lockheed Martin, though, is that we are actually 5 different business areas that make up a whole company. So many folks are familiar with the F-16 and the F-35. That all comes out of our aeronautics division. They do all of the work as it relates to our airplanes. Sorry, I'll do my best to answer questions as we go. We have an entire division around missiles and fire control, which is the development of missiles, rotary mission systems, which includes Sikorsky helicopters, and also all of our work around cybersecurity and computer engineering also sits within RMS. And then space, which is everything from satellites to what we send up to the space station, to the moon, all sits within our space division. So there's so many cool areas depending on your passion of where you might want to get involved with Lockheed Martin. And the company, in terms of geographic location, and something I love about it is that we're all over the United States. There's a high concentration in the DMV in terms of both facilities and office space. A number of us now work remotely. As I said, I work remotely from North Carolina. But depending on where you want to be and sort of what you're passionate about, there is absolutely opportunities across the United States for Lockheed Martin and for folks who might want to come to work with us. And then lastly, I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention that, when we talk about being at the cutting edge of innovation, there is so much truth to that. Right now, if I look at our major focus, Mr. Jim Takelet, who is our CEO, he is stressing sort of this focus on what we call 21st century warfare, and how do we continue to bring our armed forces up to speed with the commercial emerging technologies. So right now, some of the major focuses, and I've been fortunate enough even to work on some of these projects from a workforce and talent perspective, are focusing on things like artificial intelligence and autonomy, directed energy, hypersonics. I was recently being in the last hour on a discussion around 5G and how that impacts our military. So really, when you come to Lockheed Martin, you are sitting at the cutting edge of some major technologies and how it intersects with not just our armed forces, but most of our federal agencies. One of the cooler projects that have been released recently is that we've had an ongoing partnership to support the U.S. Coast Guard around how do we combat forest fires. That is directly linked to the work that our Sikorsky helicopter team is doing. So there's just so many different implications of the work that we do and what you might be able to get involved with if you are interested in Lockheed Martin or supporting students who might be interested in careers at Lockheed Martin. So that's a little bit of background about the company and myself. And what I would really like to do, and I do this typically by sharing a couple of links, is just talk a little bit about ways that you can get involved with Lockheed and how you might be able to show students who are interested or other educators who are interested a little bit of background information about the company and ways to get involved. I'm going to just do a quick screen flip here. So first and foremost, Lockheed Martin has an incredibly robust internship program that targets students who are currently pursuing baccalaureate degrees or currently pursuing associate degrees. This becomes one of the most significant pipelines that we have into employment opportunities. Our enterprise talent acquisition team works consistently to transition these students into full-time opportunities and to ensure that the internship lasts the full duration of a student's post-secondary education. Our internship cohorts open every single fall, so the opportunity to apply is still actively available. The internships and co-ops are also field and discipline focused. So last year, we were able to have specific cohorts focused around areas like hypersonics, women in computer science, and this year we'll be developing specific internship cohort experiences around 5G and other emerging technologies, giving students who are not even necessarily studying, but have a passion for those particular areas, an opportunity to have real life interaction with those technologies in a workplace setting. So it's a phenomenal opportunity. I would love to share out the LM Jobs internships page because this is both going to provide background information on the internships and also where that for students can also have an opportunity to apply. Every year we open up somewhere between 1,700 and 2,200 internships. So again, a really fantastic opportunity, and there's still a number of roles that are waiting to be filled. The other opportunity that I wanted to share is that we continue to also flesh out a strategy for supporting community college students as they look to employment opportunities at Lockheed Martin. For those community college students that are migrating towards a transfer pipeline, meaning that they are looking to move from a 2- to a 4-year institution, they will be well served around our Lockheed Martin internships. But for those students who are in applied associate degree programs or programs that are terminating after the 2 years, we have now expanded community college hiring opportunities, especially in the DMV. For the students who are in the engineering aid related disciplines, the engineering aid role that's coming out of our space division is one of the coolest opportunities, I will say, that I've seen. It focuses on putting community and technical college graduates working directly with our systems and infrastructure engineers within our commercial space division. It's one of the best opportunities to get into Lockheed Martin if you're graduating with a 2-year degree. And then Lockheed Martin also now has a fairly robust tuition reimbursement program so that if students do want to continue to complete their 4-year degree or even sort of a graduate level degree as well, there's up to $10,000 or $12,500 a year available to them to support those students. I will say I'm actively working on this project with the space team around this community college hiring initiative. If there are students in the DMV that you're aware of who are interested potentially in looking at these types of careers, we would love to share that out, because the pipeline right now, we need a fairly significant pipeline, and the requisitions are in the couple hundred. So we'd love to share that opportunity out with students who might be interested. Additionally, under the same vein, if your focus is a little less on the engineering side and more on the software or cybersecurity side, our software associate degree program targeting similar students at the 2-year level is another really awesome opportunity. This type of program will focus on a 3-year cohort-like model where students come in as they complete their associate's degree, get 3 years of on-the-job learning and related instruction experience with Lockheed Martin, supporting the teams within our space division around software and software development. And then we'll have the opportunity to transition into full-time roles, full-time employee roles, not the associate degree program, at the completion of the program itself. This program is also actively hiring in the DMV as well. And then lastly, and I know I've gone super quick, but I'm going to wrap up with one other piece that I'm really excited to talk about, because it is my program and I love this program, is our STEM and Vocational Scholarship. So this upcoming year, we will reopen the STEM and Vocational Scholarship for 2- and 4-year students. The STEM scholarship for baccalaureate students, it's a $10,000 award that's renewable up to 4 times. And then our vocational scholarship, which is for associate degree students, certification students, or certificate students, and it's a $5,000 award. Both of these programs are open and available. For students who are interested in applying, the STEM scholarship will award 200 new scholarships this year to students attending an accredited 4-year institution or who plan to attend an accredited 4-year institution beginning in the fall of 2022. The vocational scholarship is for anyone attending an accredited 2-year institution or who plan to attend a 2-year institution in the fall of 2022. So high school seniors are eligible to apply. What's most exciting about both of these programs is that we do actively steward and cultivate both the scholarship recipients and scholarship applicants towards employment opportunities at Lockheed Martin. So even if students just take the time to apply, the application probably takes about 45 minutes. It does put you into an opportunity to hear from Lockheed Martin around career opportunities, including internships, apprenticeships, full-time opportunities, and other ways that you can get involved with the company. And then, of course, we'll award 350 scholarships between both scholarships this upcoming academic year. There are a number of schools in the DMV on the 4-year and 2-year side that are priority institutions. So, if you know those schools, contacts at those schools, or students at those schools, would love to make sure that they have access to that scholarship information. And again, this is going to become one of our sort of critical strategies for continuing to steward students into Lockheed Martin and keeping them aware of the opportunities that exist at the company. So I'll take a deep breath. I hope that this was informative and I provided some good information about Lockheed and the opportunities to get engaged with the company. I'm here to be a resource. And Kim, I hope I didn't rush through that too quickly and that was a helpful presentation.
That was fabulous. Thank you so much. And I am definitely very pleased to share out any of that, anything with teachers. I have an entire network of teachers who like to hear from everyone. So in terms of cybersecurity career pathways, what does that look like? Because I know certainly a lot of people are trying to get 4-year degrees, some people get certificates and are still successful. So anything you can share about kind of those cybersecurity IT pathways? Sorry, I guess more educational pathways. And Nick, since from your perspective with Lockheed, since Lockheed does a wide variety of cybersecurity, IT sorts of things. I don't know if you could speak a little bit about sort of the pathways into those types of careers.
Yeah, and was the question around cybersecurity specifically or more broad to IT?
Either way, I mean, I think that there's certainly, some transferable skills there. I think probably broad would be helpful because I think certainly for some students, they like computer stuff, but they're not sure kind of where they want to go.
No, for sure. So I will say this, on the cybersecurity side, we are working actively to be able to be more inclusive of a broader population of students to include non-4-year degree grads in our cybersecurity candidate pool or pipeline. It's a little bit more challenging because of some of our customer requirements, but that is a vision and a goal of ours moving forward as we begin to develop, say, a cyber junior analyst role or similar roles where associate degree students would be a good pipeline. That is all to say that currently, as students who have a cybersecurity passion, they have a passion in defense or military or things related to what Lockheed Martin would work on. Right now, they would still be on the 4-year pipeline. I will say, though, some of those other programs that I spoke to, our engineering aid program has a heavy focus both on 2 and 4-year hiring, and those are in roles around software programming, drafting, and that might be a really great fit. I would also say that it's worth taking a look at our software associate program, because that program also has a really strong alignment to IT related fields and what type of path you might want to take to be able to get there. The one other piece I'll state, I didn't talk about this program, is we have a program out of Manassas, Virginia called the Manassas Talent Program, to actually targets high school students and community college students who might be interested in roles that are engineering related, but also touch on sort of computer science related fields. So those would be some good avenues to explore. And then to Ellen's point, we do really value industry certifications as sort of part of our recruiting effort. Students who come in who might have, say, an AWS cloud practitioner certification, who might have their project management certification, previous, maybe credentials from CompTIA around Cloud Plus or Sec Plus. I mean, those credentials would be very valuable to us as well. So it's a bit of a vague answer just because Lockheed's so big and it might look different depending on the business area or team. But those types of certifications and a lot of what you can gain in terms of education experience at a community or technical college really right now is quite valuable in terms of the types of candidates that we're seeking for roles across computer science and IT. Speak from a Lockheed Martin perspective, I mean, we are going to be ramping up our collaboration and partnerships with 2-year colleges significantly over the coming years. And I think that we find that oftentimes the message that gets communicated to high school students and middle school students is to begin them on this sort of 4-year pathway or bust, especially when it comes around engineering. But for us, we're going to be heavily investing in the way that we collaborate with community and technical colleges around engineering related fields. And I think that exposure to industry will come with collaboration with community colleges. So to Ellen's point, if you can bring students to a community college campus and organize it so that industry is there as well, and frankly, speaking for Lockheed Martin, we'd want to be there. I think that you can expose students to a really awesome pathway, also one that frankly is probably more affordable moving forward. But we'll still give them equal opportunity and accessibility. That's another piece. There's the accessibility piece around community and technical colleges. You're getting this because this is what I'm super passionate about. But the more that we can show students that community and technical colleges are a viable pathway to really awesome careers, I think the better. So, and then companies like Lockheed are going to stand behind that and are going to hire behind that as well. So that would be my advice from my side.
To close out, thank you all so much for presenting today. If we were in person, we'd all clap for you. But I'm just thrilled that, the information that you shared and also the investments that community colleges and corporations are making. And I also need to thank our sponsors for this event, which are Akamai Technologies, Amazon, Amgen, Arnold & Kay, Legend Charitable Foundation, BAE, Gilead Sciences, Illumina Foundation, Jack Kent Cook Foundation, Jacobs Engineering, Lockheed Martin, Psychomedics Corporation, Spark Therapeutics, TC Energy Foundation, Vulcan Materials, and Questra. So with that, thank you all for joining us this evening.